thing I can see is my own silhouette. I'm getting stronger, step by step. The clock is ticking, but there's no time for regrets. I've been flying from town to town, from London to Taiwan. I've been all around the globe, trying to protect your soul. We are heroes tonight. We will fly above the sky. We are heroes tonight. Yeah. We are heroes tonight. We will fly above the sky. We are heroes tonight. Feel like a dynamite, ready to explode right up in the sky. I need you to listen, I need you to hear, and don't show any fear. I've been flying from town to town, from London to Taiwan. I've been all around the globe, trying to protect your soul. We are heroes tonight. We will fly above the sky. We are heroes tonight. Yeah. We are heroes tonight. We will fly above the sky. We are heroes tonight. Town to town, from London to Taiwan. I've been all around the globe, trying to protect your soul. I'm walking alone, the streets are empty. The only thing I can see is my own silhouette. I'm getting stronger, step by step. The clock is ticking, but there's no time for regrets. I've been flying from town to town, from London to Taiwan.
It's Saturday again. Ba, 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 ba. The Premier League is back. What a midweek for Arsenal. And Everton against Manchester City gets your Saturday. Started off, there's been no 12:30 kickoffs, but it was a jam-packed Easter Good Friday yesterday in the EFL. All analysis and preview to this one coming up.
Time for cities and towns to start dreaming again. Walking in the footsteps of giants. Incredible! I do not believe my eyes. This is extraordinary. Greatness awaits.
Well, indeed, folks, it is a very good afternoon to you all, folks, and welcome back aboard here, folks. Once again, everybody, then, and to Real Football. My name is Tom. I'll bring you the watch along today, everybody, for Everton to take on Manchester City live in the Premier League at 3 o'clock. If you do want to see on the replay, please do make sure that you are leaving a like on stream, hitting that subscribe button if you are new. And thank you very much indeed, folks. Everybody's joyous here today. Kickoff coming your way at 3 o'clock in the Premier League, and there are plenty, and when I say plenty, I mean plenty of 3 o'clock kickoffs live only, though, in the Premier League today. There is no EFL action, as yesterday all of that took place, let me think, on Good Friday. And let's go through every single one of those results. Unfortunately, due to a lack of fouls, I lost a free bet. But nevertheless, it was a free bet. That's why they exist, because you can place them for free and you don't lose anything. But if you win, you gain some. So let's go over then to those EFL results from yesterday, please. I am going to actually use my phone for this because my laptop is a little bit slow when you want it to be quick. So let's go to the SoberScore app right now and let's go through all of those EFL scores and see if there's any interesting ones before we get to the preview started for this one. And I can tell you it is a Popcorn Saturday live on the channel. Yesterday, let's start from the top of the Championship. Derby County were beaten 1-0 at home to Luton Town in the Championship. It was a big win for Luton actually at Pride Park and a damaging defeat in Derby's hopes for staying up. Blackburn Rovers hammered Millwall by 4-1. It was Bristol City who came through against Sunderland. Another defeat for Sunderland, who went down to 10 men in that game. 2-1. It finished a 2-0 win for Coventry City and Frank Lampard over West Brom, who again were down to 10 men. It was Middlesbrough 2, Plymouth Argyle 1, a tight game and a narrow defeat for Argyle. 5-3 defeat for Norwich yesterday at home to Portsmouth. Preston North End, wow, narrowly beaten at home to QPR. 2-1 it finished there. Stoke City beating Sheffield Wednesday by 2-0. Swansea City won 1-0 against Hull City, who again were down to 10 men. It was a double red card for Watford. They had 2 men sent off and they were beaten 2-1 at home to Burnley. Lastly, Sheffield United beat Cardiff City 2-0. And as I already mentioned, Leeds United getting that 1-0 victory at Oxford United. So that was what happened in the Championship yesterday. Let's see the impact on the race for promotion. Leeds United go level on points with Burnley and on to 91 points with the best goal difference in the Championship. So currently Leeds and Burnley holding those automatic promotion spots. Sunderland have dropped off by quite a bit after 2 straight defeats. Sheffield United sit 5 points clear of the top 2. 5 points behind the top 2. And Middlesbrough are just 3 points away from overtaking Coventry City in that top 6. But Bristol City, Coventry City, Sheffield United and Sunderland make up that playoff 4. Down at the bottom, it is Derby County just sitting above Luton Town and the relegation zone by goal difference, -11 compared to -25. Cardiff City are 2 points adrift of safety, and Plymouth Argyle 5 points adrift of safety. I should be. Welcome aboard to you, Charlie. Flicks arrived first. Flicks, how you doing? Ryan, how you doing, mate? In with those huge and absolutely ridiculous predictions, but I love them. 5-all. I mean, 10 goals. We wouldn't complain with that, would we? I think we're going to see about 8 goals today. I'm predicting about 8 goals over the course of the 2 games that we're going to be doing live on the channel. I think we'll get about 5 in the Newcastle game later. I think we'll get about 3 here. Well, there's only one way to find out how these games will pan out. It is by having a look at the league table in the Premier League and your team news, plus the match information. So over we go, please, to PremierLeague.com. Here we go. It is Everton against Manchester City, your headliner at 3 o'clock, the one that I've selected. Brentford are taking on Brighton. Big game that Luke links is at the GTEC Community Stadium. Liverpool play tomorrow at 4:30. Yeah, it's a bit of a drowsy Super Sunday, actually, tomorrow, I think. My personal opinion tomorrow is it's not going to be as good as today. But we'll still be here 2 o'clock and 4:30 as per usual. And for anybody who wants to know, we are going to be on the same schedule again for a 3rd week straight. I know what you're all thinking right now. Tom, why are you doing this same schedule 3 weeks straight? You know what I mean? Why are we not getting no content Thursday and Friday? I'm sorry? Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Not bad, is it? So yes, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, every single game in the next 5 days live on the channel will all be Premier League action. There is no UEFA games taking place next week. We're having a break after the quarterfinals and the semi-finals get underway. The week commencing the 30th, and for the person who asked me, will I be attending the PSG home game? Yes, I should be. So West Ham take on Southampton. Big opportunity for West Ham to propel themselves at the table with a win over the Saints. Southampton will look to get the 3 points, though, in a game where they probably feel as though they've got a chance and get themselves up that table. Well, not up that table, but up on points. And they are already relegated from the Premier League, so they've got nothing really to fight for other than making sure they don't break Derby County's record of 11 points. Lowest. Brentford and Brighton, it's going to be a toughie. I think Brentford might just come through for a win, but I'm going to go for a draw. Crystal Palace, very, very poor, conceded 9 goals in the last 2 games, and they're up against Bournemouth today. I'm going to go for a 2-1 win for Bournemouth there, and that is it. So we've got 3 o'clock kickoffs, Everton and Man City is our main focus. Let's have a quick check on the league table before we get going. Here we go. So Ipswich and Leicester both threatened with potential relegations this weekend. If West Ham and Wolves win and Ipswich lose to Arsenal, then Ipswich Town will relegate from the Premier League. For West Ham, of course, they can move level on point. No, they can't. They can move on to 38 points for a win. And that would put them level on points for Manchester United and Everton. Then minus 18 goal difference would keep them no higher than 15th. And a draw would not do a lot for the Hammers, to be honest with you. They put them above Wolves until they play Man U tomorrow. But yeah, West Ham can't move very far because of that goal difference. Everton can move to 41 points with the 3 points today. 3 points clear of Manchester United. And they play Wolves tomorrow. For Manchester City, it is a chance to move on to 58 points. With a victory here today at Goodison Park, if they get a point, they will move 1 point clear of Chelsea. Sorry, 2 points clear of Chelsea and Villa, depending on their results this weekend, and 1 point behind Forest, who have dropped to 4th because Newcastle won their game in hand in response to Forest losing to Everton last weekend. Crystal Palace can move on to 44 points for a draw, put them above Brentford, depending on their result against Brighton. Of course, with the 3 points, though, they can move on to 46 points, 2 points behind Brighton and Fulham, depending on their results later. And yeah, all the rest will be figured out later. Bournemouth can move on to 51 points with the 3 points, 3 points clear of Fulham, dependent on their results against Chelsea tomorrow. And Villa against Newcastle, we will analyse that one later in the day. For now, though, here's your team news, your match information. Everton are against Manchester City. Let's have a look at the team news and the match information. Here we go. So Jordan Pickford begins in goal for Everton. A back four today: James Tarkowski, Jake O'Brien, Vitaly Mikolenko, and Jared Branthwaite. Then that midfield is a split into two parts: a defensive two of Iliman NDI. No. James Garner, and Idrissa Garner Gay. Then the attacking midfield three is Iliman NDI. James Garner, no, I'm getting this wrong. Hang on a minute. Abdoulaye Doucouré and Jack Harrison leading the front though by himself. Is your lone striker Armando Broja? I think he's either on loan or signed from Chelsea, one of the two. On Everton's bench, Java G, Patterson, Michael Keane, Ashley Young, Seamus Coleman, Carlos Alcaraz, Timur Bunham, Dwight McNeil and Beto. And then for Manchester City, it is going to be Stefan Ortega who begins in goal. There is no Ederson today. He is unavailable due to an injury, I think. The back four is Ruben Diaz, Josko Gvardiol, Mateus Nunes, and Nico O'Reilly. Then that midfield again, split into two parts. The defensive two of Nico Gonzalez and Ilkay Gundogan plays behind that attacking three of KDB. Bernardo Silva and Savinho leading the front, though, by himself is your lone striker of Omar Mamouche in place of the stricken Erling Haaland. On the bench, though, is Scott Carson, Manuel Akanji, Abdul Kadir Kusanov, Rico Lewis, Mateo Kovacic, Jack Grealish, Phil Foden, and James McAtee. Let's go then to our interior view of Goodison Park and let's get that coverage ready to go via ppv.wtf. Here we go. We will just reload it because I have left it by itself for a while. There we go. We're ready to go. Let me just find my headphones. There they are for communications, of course. Goal alerts, I need to enable those before the kickoffs. For SofaScore, and I need to disable the notifications for the Premier League because the Premier League, as we know, have increased their speed of match updates and it can spoil. So it's not very pleasant. With SofaScore, who we tend to use primarily for just the purposes of score updates, we can we can get score updates customized to the games we want, but not all the games, which is very good. It's very good. And can the Toffees, in one of the final games that Goodison will have to show, unbelievable. Unbelievable, mate, to say the least. We'll talk more on that tomorrow when Arsenal play Ipswich. But yeah, I am so happy. So on Premier Sports, which is the Irish channel provided to me via ppv.wtf, they're just going through the team news and then we'll be ready to go at Goodison Park for, like I said, one of its final games, and it will be Manchester City's final visit to the stadium today. But yes, what a win and performance from Everton last week against Nottingham Forest. But the Champions League definitely outshone last weekend's action. Newcastle in midweek, as I said already, won their game in hand quite tremendously. They beat Crystal Palace by 5-0. And we do have better slips live and in play on this Saturday afternoon. We have an Acker Insurance, which is going to consist of the likes of Everton, AFC Bournemouth, West Ham and Newcastle all to win. A draw between Brentford and Brighton. The maximum returns are quite good today. It's £52 and 25p. The 1-2-3 from Ladbrokes is also in play. Newcastle to win 2-1 at Villa. Arsenal to win 2-0 at Ipswich. Liverpool to win 3-0 at Leicester. The bet builder for this one is both teams to score over 2.5 goals and Everton to win or draw. £4.40 will be returned for £1 stake. And then there's 2 price boosts in play for the Villa game. Both teams to score over 10.5 corners and Marcus Rashford to score will return £3.13 of a 50p stake and 50p again. Marcus Rashford and Alexander Isak to both have over 1.5 shots on target will return £4.13 of a 50p stake. So we're looking at around about a 60p. Right then, so kickoff from James Garner is going to happen now, and we're off and running at Goodison Park. Everton are against Manchester City. Here we go. And let me get the power into my laptop because it is running quite low on battery. Just shift these out of the way. But yes, if all results, if everything's correct here today, it could be a £60 day from just £2.50. That would not be bad at all, would it? Referee for this one is Simon Hooper. So yeah, we're about a minute behind. I'd say about a minute. Nico O'Reilly, past Garner. Omar Mamouche through to Savinio against Branthwaite, cuts it back and cleared by Mikalenko for Everton. Yeah, not a bad start from Manchester City. First attack, it was a bit dangerous, but Everton defended it well. Let's disable these notifications from Premier League. Let's do that now. Mute for today, and then we want to go to SofaScore, and we want to enable notifications. For the Brentford, Brighton, the Palace, Bournemouth, and the West Ham, Southampton. Mikalenko will take this throw in. Tarkovsky. Decore, what a move. Swift. Although in the end, Decore was closely blocked off. Gundogan closed down there, won back by Branthwaite. And NDI, heavy touch off the shin, will fall to De Bruyne. Could be dangerous, Marmouche. And good defending by Everton. Harrison. Couldn't get the pass right. Yeah, neither team really been able to keep the ball for a long period of time at the minute. Very midfielding. Very much a case of trying to win the ball back, try and keep the ball, but we can't. Try and get forward. At the minute, the game's being played marginally in midfield. De Bruyne, good ball across, well defended again. Mykolenko did not mess about. Nice cut back across the face of the goal, but comfortable for Everton. Forward by Nunes. Marmoush works it wide to Bernardo Silva, and it's not a bad ball in. Gundogan takes it down. They've evaded Decore. Here's Diaz. Ball in is going to be headed away. Back by Gonzalez, and it's going to run through to Pickford. O'Reilly. Yeah. Diaz took it away from NDI. Claudio. I'm a little bit bemused as to why Everton, why City have come in this brown kit. They should have really worn sky blue. The kits ain't going to clash. Sky blue against dark blue or normal blue. It's fine. I'm not a big fan of City's brown kit. Here's Diaz. Nico Gonzalez. Work wide to Bernardo Silva. Now Diaz. Claudio. City having more of the possession at the minute. Bernardo Silva tried to play a cute little flick to De Bruyne. It was cut out by the Everton defender Mykolenko. Guardiola's ball, Nunez made the run, but the ball evaded him. Yeah, good run by Nunez. There's a guard again. Knocked down by Mykolenko. And Branthwaite. Brian and Decore and Di. Knocked down well by Breuer. And Di. Mykolenko is hung up nicely. And Harrison couldn't quite sort out his feet and keep the ball in play. It's a great ball. Yeah, Decore knocks it down, I think, actually. And that's what takes it out of the path of Harrison. Jared Brownthwaite. Wide left for Mikalenko. And yeah. Goal! 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 Brentford are leading against Brighton. 9 minutes in. Brian Burma. Brentford 1. Brighton 0 is the first goal flash of the day. And yeah. Mikalenko's ball in. Harrison. Oh! Could have been a dummy on O'Reilly there. First touch for Harrison. Not the best. He wrestles down O'Reilly's free kick. It's going to be a pullback for a foul on Tarkovsky by Marmouche. Free kick to Everton. Oh, it's a great ball. NDI couldn't quite knock it down and take it in stride. Did get a touch on it, NDI, but yeah, can't quite get the purchase of that and knock it down well enough. Might have been because Diaz was right alongside him. But both teams have had a few chances and put in some great balls. It's a game that will have goals, I feel. It's just a case of who's going to get that pass banged on. Who's going to get that one opening, I think. I do feel that it's going to be a game that's going to be played in a way that both teams will defend well. Bernardo Silva. Good pressure on Mikalenko and Decore. And Ortega has given the ball away from his kick out. And the eye was off balance there, but did well to keep it in. Here's Brownthwaite. Forward by Tarkovsky, intercepted by Diaz. And Bernardo Silva down the right. Overlap from De Bruyne. Is cut out by Mikalenko. And then out of play by Breuer. Still just a one goal so far in the Premier League. Two games at 2 o'clock tomorrow alongside Ipswich Arsenal. Ipswich Arsenal is the game live on Sky. I'll be here in live for it anyway. At 2 o'clock also, the Man United are against Wolves. And we've got the West London derby, a huge West London derby at 2 o'clock, Fulham-Chelsea. Here's Nunes. Bernardo Silva, ball in by De Bruyne. Not a bad ball at all, and Savinho was there. And Savinho's making an appeal that he was pulled back. And the referee I think he's indicating there's a VAR check in progress. That check is complete, though. Ashik is here. Welcome in. Guardiola Marmouche for De Bruyne. Back with De Bruyne. Now here's Nunez. De Bruyne and Decore did put in a tackle there. The ball instantly fell back to the City though. Spino's chests that one down. Branthwaite's across. Almost 15 minutes gone. Is Ilkay Gundogan onto Mateus Nunes. Nunes, oh! He looked to drag that shot, actually, for me. But it actually picked up quite a lot of power and forced a decent save from Pickford, who got down rather quickly. Should be a corner, I think, that. Yeah, will be. De Bruyne's corner is low. Yeah, I don't like them. Low, flat, doesn't work. Doesn't work. Here's O'Reilly. Nunez turns away from Garner. Can't advance any forward. Everton holding a good shape as per. Ruben Diaz. De Bruyne for Gundogan. It's fell to Savino on the opposite side. Thanks for O'Brien, who stood his ground and did well. And he should shepherd that out of play. He does. And it's a goal kick. Harrison working hard against O'Reilly. As well, O'Brien. A bad move by Everton to Corey. His pass just intercepted. And yeah, good pressure on Bernardo Silva. It's gone straight out. And the top is front. Mikalenko to Branthwaite. Pickford. Ghana game. Chested down by O'Brien, who pops that one forward, and Diaz going to try and break the lines. It's good defensive work by Gvardiol. Away by O'Reilly. Savini with a heavy touch, but he gets away with it. Now City coming forward. De Bruyne. Diaz. Well, the game is a quiet one at the minute. Let's see if we've got any more goal alerts to bring you. We have not. Just the one from Brian and Burmo in the Brentford game. Let's have a look at the Super 6, actually. I want to see what Jamie's predicted for this particular round. Let's have a look then. Here we go. I've gone Everton 2, City 1. He's gone 1-1 for this game. I've gone 1-1 for the Brentford game. He's gone 2-1 to Brentford. I've gone 2-1 Bournemouth. He's gone 2-2. I've gone 2-1 to Newcastle. He's gone 2-2. Both of us have said 2-0 to Arsenal. And then 3-0 Liverpool for me, 2-0 Liverpool for him. It's a quiet game in the minute. Very, very much midfield and possession base. No team's keeping the ball for that long, though. Hello, Kate and Jonathan. Good afternoon to you both. I'm sorry I've not seen that comment for about 2 minutes now, but welcome aboard to you both. How are you doing? Good to see you in it. Hope you're doing well. Brian O'Brien's done well. Yeah, it's been a even game. Yeah, it's not been a proper ooh moment, do you know what I mean? Yeah. Looks like it's going to be hard work for either side to get an opening goal. It's going to be one of those games where you've got to search for the key to unlock the door to goals, I think. So am I. Oh my god! Don't even get me started. What a fucking night, mate. Honestly, I'm thrilled. And Arsenal are playing again next Wednesday, a game in hand against Crystal Palace. We'll be live on Realltom Football from 7:45. It is Premier League action all the way through to Wednesday. We're on the same schedule for the third week straight. Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. And later today, it's Villa against Newcastle live on the channel. Tomorrow on Super Sunday, Ipswich against Arsenal and Leicester Liverpool. On Monday, it's Spurs Nottingham Forest. Tuesday, we'll be overseeing the game between Manchester City and Aston Villa at the Etihad. And at 8 o'clock on Wednesday, Arsenal against Crystal Palace live from the Emirates Stadium, kick-off at 8 o'clock, and then that'll be a 2-day break back on Saturday once again. I agree. Yeah, I've gone 2-1 to Newcastle. Bit loose on De Bruyne. And then, yes, a week today. A week today at 12:30, it'll be Chelsea against Everton. The 3 o'clock kickoffs are select. And then at 5:30, 5:15, there is no Premier League game at all. So it'll be dependent on what time the late FA Cup game is that we give you a 3 o'clock stream. That's next Saturday on the channel. Super Sunday will be normal. Once again, though, it is dependent on whether or not Nottingham Forest. Well, when Nottingham, yeah, it's all dependent, as I said. But yeah, as I say, I'll check the schedulings in a bit. But yeah, next Sunday, Bournemouth, Man U, and Liverpool Spurs. And Villa Fulham on Saturday, the 3rd of May. Only 2 3 o'clock kickoffs to choose from on that particular day. Arsenal v Bournemouth at 5:30. Give it away cheaply here. Marmoush. And good challenge to win it back. Here's Garner. This could be a promising break for Everton if they get the ball right. Decore. Mikalenko. Garner. Here's a Drizzy Garner game. Now, for the last 2 game weeks of the season before the final day, for the Sundays, the 2 p.m. kickoffs are going to be at 2:15. And both of those 2 Sundays, so that Sunday the 11th of May, Sunday the 18th of May, there are games at 12 o'clock. Those games that kick off at 12 o'clock will be live on the channel, but not the 2:15 games. Okay? The reason being for that is we do not want the 2:15 kickoffs to interject with any 4:30 kickoffs. So any games that kick off at 2:15 on the weeks of on the weeks for Sunday the 11th of May and Sunday the 18th of May, once again I reiterate, 2:15 kickoffs will not be live on the channel. But there is going to be plenty as well, yeah, as I say. So we'll be doing the Newcastle, Chelsea, Forest, Leicester we won't do. But Liverpool, Arsenal at 4:30 we will do as well. So yeah, any games that kick off past. So yeah, for example, because if we've got a game at 4:30, unless it's Arsenal, if the game kicks off later than 5+2, we won't do it. And all the TV selections now, by the way, are up to date in until the final day now. Here's Mikalenko. It's Harrison. Falls to Decore, who slipped Harrison in nicely. O'Reilly with a covering challenge. He didn't get to the ball, though. He didn't touch Harrison either. Back by O'Brien. And the ball's in. It just misses NDI. Did it get a Man City deflection? It did. Everton corner. The ball into the box is a good one. And they force the corner. Everton are set-piece scorers. Will they score from this one? It nearly falls an own goal. It's hit the post. I think it came off Carvalho. A huge chance at Everton. Forward by Tarkovsky. Here's Harrison. That's got the mood up in this place. Well, not in Goodison, sorry. And Harrison, he's won another one. No, he's not. That looked a ricochet. Oh, my word. Yeah, Gvardiol and Tarkovsky going for it. It's nearly an own goal. You think it's in the back of the net at one point, but it hits the post. So close for Everton. Here's Bernardo Silva on City's counter-attack. And it is a foul by Abdoulaye Doucouré. Yeah, just pulls that arm there. That's where the foul is. Not a bad ball. What's Simon Hooper saying there? So 0-0. 33 minutes gone. Completely square and goalless at the moment. Here's Jared Brownthwaite. Silva. Mikalenko tied to him. Doucouré chasing back. Couldn't quite win the ball, but that's good from Brownthwaite. Yeah. Tricks Marmouche a bit with his body position. It allows his teammate to intercept and win the ball. Harrison was fouled. Simon Hooper has played, I think, the advantage. How are the lads, Geordie? Another game for Newcastle. 5:30 it kicks off. And another chance today for Newcastle to go even further clear of Forest. Harrison. Ball in is put out. Mikalenko nods it back forward. Bernardo Silva to Gundogan. What would be the favour? Oh, man, beating Man City. Yeah, I think they will. I think it'll be a narrow one, but I think Everton will get this job done. And we've only had one goal across the entire the Premier League at 3 o'clock today. There's only been one goal, and it was at the G-Tech. It was early. It's Brentford who currently hold the lead. That is it. Nico O'Reilly. Here's Ruben Diaz. Looking at about 8 minutes more of this first half. There's been no breakthrough. It was 9, but yeah. I know, mate. They are ridiculous sometimes when they score. When they're good at scoring goals, they're good at it. They scored early against you, didn't they? Delivery back to him from De Bruyne. Most of the time, yeah. Braithwaite will cut that out. Yes, it will, but it's going to go out for City's throw. Could well end goalless, this, you know. It's been a game that's been played conservatively, but not totally conservatively, because either side has really tried to win that ball and get through, but they just can't. Both teams are defending well. And unfortunately, when both teams defend well, it's not really a goal-scoring combination. O'Reilly being by Garner. Decore, he can be a real influence when he gets his tail up. When his tail's up, Decore, he can be one dangerous, dangerous player. I think Decore is great. And here is Decore, who's broke the lines well here. And he was blocked off. The referee's indicating the ball was already out of play, I think. Let's have a look. Yeah, goes ricochets back off Guardiola out for a goal kick, yeah. Well, by Ortega, comfortably defended by O'Brien. And yeah. Four minutes to go in the first half. Still goalless at Goodison Park. Are we going to get a first half breakthrough? I wouldn't think we get much added time. It's been quite. It's been a very, very much just. The game has been played. The balls. There's not really been much time wasting. There's not been many stoppages. It's just been back and forth. Who can get through who? Who can get the goal? But neither of them have been able to find that big opportunity big enough to create a really dangerous goal-scoring threat. And the second half, that needs to change. Ideally for Everton. Decore's done brilliantly. It's away from Guardiola. Decore, twisting feet, bringing Everton forward, drags it onto Mikalenko. For Drzigan again. Drops the shoulder. Hung it up for Harrison. And there are appeals for handball against Savinho. Nunez, the deflection might help De Bruyne. And what a block off the line by O'Brien. That would probably... Well, it's done a VAR check in progress because there was a massive shout for handball. And yeah, that cutback, the deflection is evil. Falls directly into De Bruyne. What a block. And yeah, that VAR check must be complete for the handball because the call is being taken. Oh, it was dangerous and Gonzalez was attacking it. Pickford did close the angle. And Mikalenko took a tumble. Gets a help back up from his mate, though. Yeah, Gonzalez. He's got a hold of Mikalenko. In fact, Pickford falls onto him as well. Poor Mikalenko. He was being tugged by Gonzalez, and then he's had his own goalkeeper fall onto him. There's the replay, that handball. Yeah, it doesn't hit Sabinho's hand. It hits the side of the chest, just underneath his arm. However, the arm is outstretched, so I can understand why the Everton fans appealed so powerfully. That's it, 45 minutes. And we still all square. Bernardo Silva. Nunes. Half-time whistle's gone. West Ham United 0, Southampton 0 at the London Stadium. And that is that. Not a single minute of added time. Bang on 45 minutes. We hit half-time. And it's Everton 0, Manchester City 0 going into the break. All square. No added time. It's 0-0 at the break. And oh, there's been a red card. Okay, folks, there's been a red card for Crystal Palace. It's been Chris Richards. It was Chris Richards who's been sent off. And that, I'm being told, is for violent conduct there. So we're going to see. We'll see if we can get any more updates on that. But I'm being told that Chris Richards has been sent off for violent conduct for Crystal Palace. So that's the latest we've heard from the Crystal Palace game. West Ham and Southampton are level and 0-0 at the break. Here, of course, it's goalless. We've had no added time. We've had no real big events. It's just a game of football that's being played largely in midfield. That one has gone to half-time now, but that red card, in fact, yeah, no, it's a second yellow, not a... What a silly bugger you are, Chris Richards, eh? And then you've got Brentford, who are leading Brighton by 1 singular goal. So that one's about at half-time. It's 45 plus 3 in that one. And Brighton have just equalised as well. Let's find out who scored that goal. The G-Tech is where the goals are coming from. And your Brighton goal scorer is... It's Danny Welbeck for Brighton. And it's 1-1 at the G-Tech. Just before half-time, an equaliser for the Seagulls and Luke Links. Italy, Serie A, 2 o'clock kickoff. Lecce 0, Como 1. Barcelona kicks up at 3:15. It's 1-1 between Barcelona and Celta Vigo right now. And in the Bundesliga, Heidenheim 0, Bayern Munich 4 in a 2:30 kickoff. 61 minutes gone. Mainz 05 leading Wolfsburg by 2-1. It's Kiel who lead 1-0 in Leipzig. Freiburg 3, Hoffenheim 2, Thriller. And 0-0 between Bremen and Bochum. And Como have just scored a second as well. And the second goal scorer for them is I don't care. But all of our Premier League games are at half time now, and it's 1-1 at the G Tech, 0-0 at the at Goodison Park in our game. West Ham 0, Southampton 0, and Crystal Palace, who are down to 10 men now, 0-0 against Bournemouth as well. So that's your latest in the Premier League. Talk to me. And an FA Cup advertisement, because yes, next Saturday, the semi-finals of the FA Cup return. Nottingham Forest against Manchester City, but most importantly, Aston Villa against Crystal Palace. Here we go then. We're going to hear from the Premier Sports pundits, and we're going to see some clips of that first half. I agree with that analysis. Yeah, both teams lack the cutting edge. Most certainly correct. Yeah, that chance from Nunez. Yeah, you think he sort of drags it, doesn't he? But he gets a lot of power on the dragged shot, which forces a good save on Pickford. And that is a huge error. Well, not defensively for Everton, because there's a massive deflection which puts it directly into the path of De Bruyne, and it's a dangerous chance. That was a dangerous chance of Manchester City. Hmm. Yeah, it is the set piece, and they nearly score. What a chance! I mean, it looks like it was off Gavardio. It could have been an own goal by all stretches, but it was actually Tarkovsky who heads it, and he just hits the post, agonising. And that was for sure the best chance of the game, I think, because that is so close. It hits more or less the inside side of the post, and it just doesn't quite go in for Everton. Another clip, yeah. I think they're going to show the handball appeal. I think Savino, yeah, no. So, he's come up against O'Brien, and O'Brien's shepherded him, really dealt with him super well. And that's why I expect from Everton defenders, because Everton are quite no-nonsense defensively, really. They're really tough to break down. And O'Brien's most certainly showed his strengths up against Savino. So that was the pundits analysis then, people. We've seen some clips, and it is the second half that will be coming up soon. I'm going to take a very quick 30-second break whilst I hop to the loo. Do not go anywhere. We'll be back in about 30 to 45 seconds as we prepare to go into the second half of our 3 o'clock kickoffs and Everton against Manchester City. Half time, it is 0-0, back after the break. We're back, folks, after a very quick break. And yes, we are looking to be, let me think, we are 3:56, half time. Yeah, we're about 4 minutes to go approximately, bear in mind, until the second half. There was no added time. We do have a bit of delay on the stream, so we're looking at about 4:00, yeah, about 4 o'clock, 4:01, at the very latest 4:02. Back for second half. We should have plenty of time, you lovely people, until the next, in terms of the next game, because this game does not look like it's going to have much added time, does it? And our next game is going to be a thriller. It's Villa against Newcastle, 5:30 kickoff at Villa Park, and we should expect goals in that one. We should expect a really good game. It does feel nice, every now and again not to have a 12:30 kickoff. Do you know what I mean? As well, I quite like sometimes just starting the day, starting the football day at 3 o'clock. I don't mind that every now and again. Do you know what I mean? Sometimes you like the 12:30 kickoffs because it instills routine to have 12:30 kickoffs. But it's nice today not to have one. Yeah. And we've got plenty of midweek games as well. 3 midweek Premier League games, of course. One of them is part of this game week as a whole. You know what I mean? The Monday night game, Spurs Forest, is part of the midweek, and then we've got two rescheduled fixtures: Arsenal Palace and Man City Villa. So yes, for Man City and Villa, it's a double down for you lot. 2 games this week, and week, and for Arsenal it's 2 games again as well. Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, for Arsenal, Palace, Villa, Man City, yeah, they've all got 2 games this week, and Arsenal, Man City, Villa, yeah, 2 games in 1 game week live on this channel. Yeah, I didn't fancy I didn't fancy Palace Bournemouth. I fancied this one. It's been an all right game. Not really got goals to it. I didn't expect there to be much goals in this one, to be fair, but yeah, it's intriguing how the second half's going to pan out. Just about ready for the second half. Then they are back on the pitch for you. So let's get our earpiece back in. We are almost ready for the second half of Goodison. And next week at 3 o'clock, it's Newcastle against Ipswich, which is the one live on Premier Sports. And there we go. That's what we want to hear. Palace Villa is the 5:30 kickoff. I think. Let me have a look. FA. Let's have a look. FA Cup. So Crystal Palace Aston Villa is going to kick up at 5:15. And then Forest Man City at 4:30 on the Super Sunday. So what I think I'll do there is, do you know what? Let's where's the match it. We want a week today, so we'll go for, I think, 3. 3. No, need to go for 4. Do we? No, that'll do it. 4. So, yeah, that one's on the BBC and it's 5:15, so I'm not fancying it. 5:30 wise, there's a game in League One. Plenty on at 5:30 actually. Loads. Next Saturday. So there's one or two options. We can either not do a 3 o'clock kickoff because there's no way that with a 5:15 kickoff I can do a 3 o'clock kickoff on that day. Or I could go 12:30, 5:15 to be fair. I could do Chelsea Everton. What are the 3 p.m. kickoffs next week? What are they? Let's have a look. Let's get the scoreboard back up for this because we are back underway. So, oh yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah, I think I've made my mind up then. So yeah, next Saturday we'll do 12:30 and 5:15. Because as I said, the minimum kickoff time I can do with a 3 o'clock kickoff in the middle is 5:30. Because yeah, when I look at 5:15, yeah, I mean the games finish about 5 o'clock, 10 to, don't they? And I would be needed to be live for 5 o'clock, wouldn't I? Yeah, I couldn't do it. And then yeah, we'll have the Forest City game. Of course we will. We'll have Forest City. Don't worry about that. On the Sunday, just dependent on the kickoff time, which is going to be 4:30. Yes, it is. And at 2 o'clock, we'll have the Bournemouth Man U game as well. Oh, what a chance for Bramthwaite. So yeah, it'll be a mix next week. And goal for West Ham, goal for the Irons, the goal scorer. It's Jarrod Bowen with the goal. West Ham United leads Southampton by 1-0 there. West Ham 1, Southampton 0 at the London Stadium. Harrison hung up well, NDI. And Decore, digs out that shot. Still alive just about. What a chance, by the way. Disregard again. Kalanko was onside. No, he wasn't. He was offside. Do you know something? I've just recognised a huge discrepancy here. And honestly, I would be a genius if I was scheduling these games. Can I just say that right now? I would be a genius if I was scheduling these games. Thank you very much for the plaudits. But listen, Spurs have not got a game on Thursday next week, have they? Meaning that Liverpool Spurs game could well be scheduled at Saturday 5:30. Meaning that then that Forest Man City game could be the grandstand. That's so annoying because Spurs are not playing on. That is a real discrepancy because I know that Liverpool game can be scheduled Saturday 5:30, no problem. In my eyes, Sky have shot themselves in the foot there by not taking that opportunity. And then you could have had that. Oh, do you know something as well? That is a real discrepancy in my eyes. Tarkov is going to go off here, I think. Yeah, the closest to coming to getting a goal is being withdrawn on 51 minutes. I'm not sure what type of injury it is for Tarkovsky, but how long he'll be out for. And Brentford have retaken the lead. It's Brian and Burma with that goal. Brentford 2, Brighton 1. James Tarkovsky here replaced by Michael Keane. We don't know how long he'll be out for Everton. But if it's a bad injury, that could well be Tarkovsky's final appearance at Goodison Park. Because there really isn't long in the season now left. But a brace for Mbeumo as Brentford retake the lead against Brighton. Chance. And well cut out by Guardiola in the end, who came across, yeah. So it's Nunez. Guardiola. Interesting ball. Bernardo Silva keep that in. No, he didn't. Well, Savino. She's rolling around at the minute. And Simon Hooper's not giving a foul. So Everton will go on and they could counter here. Harrison. Bodied by O'Reilly. And is the referee pulling it back for a... It's a foul, yeah. The card is out. Is it Keane on Marmouche? Marmouche steps across. I don't think Keane does an awful lot wrong. Harrison, what a ball. And it's headed on by Branthwaite. Here's Mateus Nunes. Mikalenko. In the eye. Strength. Pass is poor done. Very loose and O'Reilly. 34 minutes to go at Goodison Park. Still 0-0 and goalless. Nunes picked off. Harrison, ball inside. And Breuer rather is not going to quite, yeah. Up against Gvardiol, and Gvardiol just matches his run and gets the better of him. Yeah. Gvardiol wins the foot race. O'Reilly busting a lung down that wing, and Harrison does put him off. Playing this to Gundogan. Now Gvardiol back to Ilkay Gundogan. Josko Gvardiol. Mikalenko, yeah, does well there. He's in front. He's got his eyes on the ball. He knows the situation. And he just shepherds it out for that throw-in. Breuer's got a head injury. I think Breuer needs to come off here, to be honest with you. I don't think he's had that good of a game. Beto's ready to go. Warming up. Yeah, in my eyes, make that change now. Give Beto half hour to impact this game. Gonzalez under pressure from Decore. I find Decore to be such a consistent player. Always pretty much survives the 90, plays well, and you know what to expect from him. He's a fast player, and at times he can be unpredictable. Great players having his squad for Everton, really. Decore does well, twisting and turning and gets the shot away. Forces to save from Ortega, and it leads to the corner. And Brentford have secured a 2-goal lead now against Brighton. It's 3-1. And it's another defeat for Luke Link's men. And it's Johan Visser with that goal. So not a hat-trick for Mbermo, but 3-1. Who saw that one come in? So Everton's corner routine is deep. It's dangerous. And its goal line is Ortega. Savinho, a lone man on the counter break. De Bruyne has joined him. And Trezeguet again fouled him. It was a tangle. What a counter. Great distribution for Ortega. Really dangerous counter. And it's probably a foul and a yellow worth it. Trezeguet completely holds the run, though, of his opponent. De Bruyne hung it, and Keane was going for the header to try and head it away. In the end, it went wide left, and Diaz was on the stretch for it, but couldn't quite get there. So Beto will finally come on. And it's Armando Broja to be replaced by Beto. The man who was a live wire at Anfield in the Merseyside derby in a narrow defeat for Everton. Is he going to be that live wire and the difference maker at Goodison today? Let's find out. He's got 27 minutes to go to make a difference. Oh, Trezeguet just got in front of there. Cut that out. Been a City throw-in. And Diaz, he got the legs to get there in front of Nunez. No, he hasn't. It's going to be Everton's ball, I think. It is. Here's De Bruyne. Couldn't pick out Marmoush. The clearance falls to Ilkay Gundogan. Digs out the shot. Big block by Branthwaite. And Mikalenko, then De Bruyne against the Drizzy guard again. Gets his shot away. Beto in a tussle. And Diaz just did enough. You can see clearly it's a defensive nightmare. Defensive tussle. And a nightmare for the attackers who are fighting for their dear lives to get through, but they just can't. And that slipped through the lines. Beto. Offside. "25 minutes to go, Goodison. And we still sit goalless. Intriguing game of football, though, it has to be said. I'm getting information from the communications that João Pedro has been sent off for Brighton. I've not had it on SofaScore yet, but I've just had it through the communication system, which I have access to via Internet Commentators Database. And yes, that is confirmed as well. Red card for Brighton. They're now down to 10 men against Brentford at the G-Tech. It's beginning to become a nightmare for them, isn't it, really? 3-1 down, red card. Pedro's been sent off. Let's have a look. Is it a straight red? It's a straight red. Violent conduct, yeah. Violent conduct, straight red. Meanwhile, for West Ham, it's daylight for them against Southampton. They now lead 2-0. And the goal scorer of that second goal, let's find out. And that has been disallowed. It's not going to count. 1-0 it remains. No goal. Gundogan, Savinho wide left. And deflected away. Out by Diaz. Everton throw. Guardiola looks a bit of a frustrated man down there. Trying to encourage his team. I think Everton with Beto on the pitch now probably win a winner. I do believe there's a goal in this. They defended so well. Beto in on Gonzalez there. And it wasn't initially won with the tackle, but eventually Gonzalez slipped, and that did give Everton the possession. City have the ball back, though. Gonzalez, Beto trying to run circles around him. And now Savinho. Guardiola. Gundogan. Sit back. Straight at Pickford. Oh, I don't think City are going to get anything, to be fair, mate. I don't think it's a case of holding on. It's not been that type of game where Everton have been holding on. In fact, they might go and get a goal here. Beto slipped through the lines. And Beto's shot is blocked. He could have done so much better there. Here's Savinho. Gundogan. Good tackle by Trezeguet again, but he didn't keep the ball. Here's De Bruyne. Savinho knocks it wide. And that's a great tackle by Mikalenko. What a tackle. Perfectly timed. Spread beautifully for Decore, who's kept his run on side. And Harrison has space to manoeuvre in. It's going to be fed across to NDI. Digs out his shot and curls it wide. Good spell by Everton. Great tackle to start off the attacking phase by Mikalenko. Superbly timed. It had to be. Savinho. Marmoush twisting. There might be an opening for Savinho. And it's a great save by Pickford. Yeah, he was stood up, Pickford. And he had to get down so quickly that again sprawls himself to the ground, throws himself to the ground. Marmoush in a dangerous position. You think he's going to shoot himself. He passes it to Savinho, who's directly central. Good save. Little deflection off Trezeguet again as well. Beto was having his shirt pulled. He's kept that in, has he? He has. He's crossed it. Decore heads on. And NDI. Well, the Gladys Street ends appealing. For by O'Brien. Intercepted by Marmoush. Decore, is it offside? Yeah. Nico Riley onto Savinho. There's Gundogan. De Bruyne. Across. Comfortably cut out by Michael Keane. 16 minutes to go. All square at the minute. In search of a winner. KDB on the left. Marmoush. Now De Bruyne. For Ruben Diaz, who pops one forward. Savinho's there. And it's going to fall to O'Reilly on the left. But Branthwaite, cool as a cucumber, knocks it back into the gloves of Pickford. Oh, he really has, yeah. I thought he was the incredible, absolute live wire at Anfield back in that Merseyside derby. Marmoush and Mikalenko got back. Bernardo Silva. .13.5 minutes remain. We're still a goalless in this game and as well at Palace. Silva penalised. Doku's coming on. Everton already in a triple change. So Jack Harrison's coming off. Welcome to San Askew. How you doing? Good to see you. Welcome aboard, mate. Don't think I've seen your face before here. Welcome aboard San Askew. Yo, yo. So the changes. I believe Tim Irogbunam's come on. And Alcaraz. Also on, yeah. City or Everton, mate, firstly. Because I don't know who you support, mate. They're playing well. It's what's happening right now, mate. Everton are playing really, really well. In fact, I think they've been the better team. But no, Silver's ball. Those changes again. There you go. Harrison, NDI, and Drizzy again. Were replaced by Dwight McNeil, Carlos Alcaraz, and Tim Irogbunen. Just out muscled there. Here's Doku for City. And yeah, Keane's got that covered back into Pickford, no problem at all. Pickford. Slight issue near the knee. Might just get caught there actually as he goes to claim. There. I think it's Keane, his own player. His own teammate. Pickford though, back up and ready to continue. The issue was a short-term one. Keane, oh, it's a tangle. Marmouche is in there. Pickford made a superb save, and it could have done well. Yeah, Keane makes a hash of that. It's a bouncing ball waiting to put into the back of an open net. However, Pickford's save is enough. De Bruyne with the corner. And Keane on the line, making up for his mistake. Pop back up to De Bruyne, cleared away again. I don't think these changes have helped Everton. Other than better. Decore, though, still looking like a live wire as to better. Good move, this. They should have worked it wide left immediately. One back for Brighton. One back for the Albion. It's 3-2 at the G-Tech. Just add a bit of nerve to Brentford late on. 3-2 in that one. Oh, work wide to Doku. The cut back for Kovacic. Gundogan. Nunes. Bernardo Silva and Gvardiol across, and it's the younger Nico O'Reilly who turns it in. Well. You wouldn't say City deserve to win this game, but most certainly are they leading it. And there is a breakthrough. The ball across from Nunes was hard and low. And Pickford's right next to O'Reilly, but still, he gets that ball into the back of the net. And a shock win for City, maybe. I don't think a lot of people would have seen this one coming. And that's really late on Doku. Just to reiterate that goal alert for you as well back at Digitech. It was Karen Matoma who got that goal back for the Bees. It's Brentford 3, it's Brighton 2. Jeremy Doku. Can Bournemouth find a late winner perhaps at Palace, who of course are down to 10 men, the Eagles? We're looking at about 3 more minutes and 20 seconds remaining of this one. Marmouche, we're looking for a second. With City. Really get a shot out of his feet. But they're only one behind Everton. But that's not helpful. They're going to bring on Manuel Akanji. It's De Bruyne here to be replaced. Fraser! How you doing, Fraser? Good to see you and welcome aboard to you. Shock win for City, maybe here. Marmouche, O'Brien with good pressure. For Everton, it's at that point in the game now where we conceded a goal we didn't want to. We played well. We played better. We've been the better team, arguably. We want to hit this stadium, go wild. Let's go get a late equaliser. Let's put that urgency in there. It's a game that all the way through is some draw. In my book. Doku. Ball across to Drizzy guard again. Does brilliantly to cut that one out. Yeah, well, I don't know, mate. I don't really care about City, to be fair, at the minute. City is City. They're not bothering Arsenal, so leave them be. Be an interesting game, though, on Tuesday when they play Villa. Villa ain't getting Champions League. Villa are going to lose to Newcastle. So Newcastle will beat Villa today. Newcastle will beat Villa today. Promise you that. Yeah. Well, for the Evertonians, their next game is a trip to Chelsea. And it's at 12:13 next Saturday. And we will have that one live on the channel. And everything else in football terms is to be confirmed on that Saturday with a mix of FA Cup and Premier League. What do you pick? Clown Club Chelsea, mate. That's what they are. We're into 5 additional minutes, by the way, here. It's 5 minutes of added time. I don't. Well, that will seal it for City. Mateo Kovacic with a shot from range, which has made it 2-0. And that will take the game away from Everton. Who saw this one coming? It's the subs who've come up from for City. I don't think Kovacic starts anyway. He didn't. Well, not the subs, actually. O'Reilly started. Sorry. Slight discrepancy in my commentary there, but look. Who saw this coming? Genuinely, who saw this coming? Like I said, in my book, City should not win this game. However, they found 2 late goals. And they're 2 up now. Which we're into the corner. Fraser's not happy. Well, just take the correct score away from Jamie Carragher, which helps me on Super 6. And Southampton might well just earn themselves a point because I've got a notification of an equaliser late on at the London Stadium. And let's see who that goal scorer is for the Saints. And it was Leslie Ugochukwu who got that equaliser. He was at Chelsea. I'm not sure if he's on loan or not, but Southampton are going to earn themselves a point, which could be vital in their pursuit of avoiding that low all-time low points tally. West Ham 1, Everton 1. West Ham 1, Southampton 1. And Brentford still holding that 3-2 lead against Brighton. It's a 0-0 draw, it looks like. for Crystal Palace and Bournemouth. Palace, of course, had that early red card for Chris Richards, the only real event in that game. And of course, a ridiculous red card for Brighton. João Pedro sent off for violent conduct in that game. One last attack. It's Mikalenko, it's McNeil. Gone past the 5 minutes, and with that shot going off target, that should be the match set and done. You would think. We're starting to get a bit of bufferage actually on the stream here. Yeah. I think that's it anyway. Pretty sure. Yeah. The whistle's gone. Full time then. It's Everton 0, Manchester City 2. And it wasn't the result you were expecting out of this one, was it? Everton played well. City found the finishers. Full time whistle once again. Everton 0, Manchester City 2. Final score here. Next up then, 5:15. You can join us. Villa are against Newcastle.